Hello everybody, I'm Thrash Maniac HD, and finally I'm back with the remaining episodes of the Avenged Sevenfold Discography review. Now, where we last left off, which was well over a month ago, we left off with the album City of Evil, which is probably their best album as far as where it got the band and how well it sounded, how creative the songs were written, the lyric ideas. Now we move on to their album that came out 2 years after City of Evil, which is their self-titled album, but I like to call it the White Album because it's on a white cover with just the death bat on it. Now, with the White Album, which came out in 2007, the band shifted a little bit in terms of experimentation. The band incorporated all kinds of different styles of, I guess what you could say, different kinds of music, where they had a couple songs that had a little bit of a country music vibe. You had a couple songs that had some really hard rock ideas, a couple songs that were very thrash metal oriented, and the rest, and actually a song that was very theatrical music influence, and the rest just straight up heavy metal with some orchestration in a song or two. So with the White Album, we get the first song, which is Critical Acclaim, which is probably their most politically lyrical song they've ever wrote. And it was a very, very heavy song. I love that song. Such a good song. I love listening to it still. Then you get one of the more hard rock songs, Almost Easy, which is one of the more simpler songs they have, but it was still a pretty good song. Um, it had a good riff in it and some good drum, double bass playing and drum fills from Jimmy the Rev. Then we get the song Scream, which is one of the heavier songs, which was pretty aggressive. But then we get to the epic, or one of the epics, and the best song on the album, and one of the most popular Avenged Sevenfold songs of all time, Afterlife. One of the two songs that had some orchestration ideas in it, where you have the orchestra playing in the intro as well as in the middle of the song. Phenomenal vocals, great guitar work, drums, bass, vocals, everything about it was just great. The music video to it was really cool as well. Which was, I guess this was their song about what they think their lives will be in the afterlife, which was a really interesting topic since, to my knowledge, I guess they are Christians, just like me. To my knowledge, at least. I don't know for sure, but to my knowledge, they are. So this was one of their kind of like almost a Christianity kind of idea. And it was a very good song. Great song. I love this song. My favorite song on the album, and I think the best song on the album as well. Then we get to the song Gunslinger, which was a very good experimental song. It had some country music roots to it, which I kind of liked. Even though I'm not a fan of country music all that much, I liked how they did it with this song. And then they did better on a particular song we get to later. But Gunslinger I thought was a great song. And then we get to the one of the fastest songs, Unbound the Wild Ride, which was a very intricate, fast, mid-tempo to high fast tempo kind of song. I really thought that song. I think that's probably one of their most underrated songs they've ever had. Then you get another very good experimental song called Brompton Cocktail, which had some tribal instruments throughout the song, and I liked that song. I thought it was a pretty damn good song. Then you get to another fast one, the song Lost, which is another underrated song that one of their more underrated songs as well, just like Unbound. Both songs were fast and heavy and phenomenal. Then you get to the big epic of the album and their theatrical musical type of sound with A Little Piece of Heaven, which the lyrics to this song and watching the animated music video to this was very, very creepy. It's it's a song about a domestic violence, and the music video definitely represented that with with the husband trying to give his wife a ring to get married, and she's laughing and saying no, and then the man gets pissed and kills his wife, and then his wife comes back as a zombie and kills her husband. They're both in hell, and they decide to get married in hell and start killing people, which the song kind of just mostly, whilst people think the song's all about Satan and stuff, no, the song basically is about domestic violence and and love issues kind of idea. I thought it was interesting, and I thought it was a great epic song. The longest song on the album at 8 minutes, but I recommend checking out the music video to this song because the music video was pretty freaky. But check it out anyways. And now we get to the final song of the album, which is Dear God, which was their country song for the most part. I actually really love this song. Held like the first 4 and the final 2 tracks of this album were the big singles or music videos off of the album, which was interesting. With Dear God is a song about life on the road. Really good song. The music video was awesome. I love this song. It's so great. This is the kind of song I like to listen to sometimes when I travel, because it's basically what the song is about, life on the road and traveling and stuff. Great guitar solo, too, by Sinister Gates. Now, with this album, this was their second album on Warner Brother Records. And sadly, this was the last album to feature Jimmy the Rev Sullivan playing drums. Although on the next album, which you'll hear me talk about, Nightmare, he contributed some songwriting ideas but didn't play on the album because he passed away. So this is the last official album to have the Rev playing drums, and good way for him whenever he died. This was a good way to end his career, because this album was actually a really good album. However, I think this is probably, out of their 6 albums, I would put this like towards the middle, a little bit towards the middle, like the 4th best album. Because how I would arrange the albums from greatness to good to really goodness, I guess you could say, would be City of Evil, Waken the Fallen, Nightmare, The White Album, Hail to the King, and Sounding the Seventh Trumpet. All of those albums were really good to amazing. But yeah, that was pretty much it for this episode, talking about the White Album. Overall, really good album. I give it about a 9 out of 10. Because I'd say this, I give it a higher grade than I usually do because I like the experimentation they did on this album. We're moving between hard rock to really heavy metal to some thrash metal, speed metal influence to some country elements to some theatrical elements, orchestration elements. Just probably their most experimental album they've ever done. And coming up next after this is the episode where I talk about Nightmare. But until then, peace.